everyone, so it's Johnny back with another video, and today it is time for another Florida Man video. Now, by this point, we all know what a Florida Man is, right? We all know what a Florida Man is, right? To sum up, a Florida Man is any time a news article says anything about Florida Man does blank, and it's always the most insane things. So, since moving down to Florida, I decided to use it as a kind of horoscope, if you will, for some of my favorite YouTubers. Now, this video is going to be a little different. By the time this video comes out, it should be October, the spooky season! And of course, I wanted to do something a little scarier. Now, I could have done some of the creepypasta or scary story channels on YouTube, but no, the real horror had to come into play. I want you to think for a second. What is the scariest thing to a YouTuber, aside from losing their channel? That's right, cancellation. So, today's special is canceled YouTubers. I'm not saying that they're all currently canceled, I'm just saying that they've been canceled. Let's just roll the intro. First up, we have Shane Dawson. Now, doing a simple Google search, I found out that Shane's birthday is July 19th. Now, knowing that, let's figure out what kind of Florida man Shane is. And Shane, your Florida man is Florida Man 37, arrested after calling 911 about Sour Patch Kids candy. I mean, I remember the old commercials where they were like sour, sweet, gone. You know, they did something bad and then they did something good for somebody, but they still had done something bad. Did that happen to him? Did they do something bad to him before they did something good? And he's like, I'm calling the cops. Anyway, let's read. A heavily intoxicated Florida man was arrested Saturday night for calling 911 to report that his girlfriend wished to eat some Sour Patch Kids, according to the police. I think you opened the wrong app. You went to go to Uber Eats and instead you went into your call list and dialed 911. Because the cops aren't going to do anything about wanting Sour Patch except for see what the hell's wrong with you. You know what I mean? An arrest affidavit does not reveal why Redacted 37 allegedly phoned the police emergency number at 11:45 p.m. with the candy dispatch. So at almost midnight, he decided to call the police and be like, yeah, my girl wants some Sour Patch Kids. I would just be like, good for her? I mean, same? But anyway, when asked about the call by the sheriff's deputy, Redacted smiled and walked away from the cop outside his residence in Madeira Beach? Okay. City, 10 miles from St. Petersburg. I'm just picturing like, sir, why did you call us? And him just be like, and like walking away? Why? What made him think this was a good idea is the question. Seen above, Redacted allegedly struggled with deputies as they sought to place him in handcuffs. An electronic control weapon was eventually used to take Redacted into custody, according to the affidavit. Is that a long-winded way of saying taser? They tased the man? Is that what that is? I mean, just say that at that point, you know what I mean? Just like, they tased him, not an electronic control weapon, because that just kind of sounds like one of those dog collars that like shocks them when they bark, and that's inhumane. But anyway, Shane, that's your Florida man. Live with the knowledge that that is deep down inside of you simply because of the day you were born. I'm sorry. Do you call the police when Ryland's craving something? Is that a thing you do? But anyway, on to the next one. And of course, if we're doing Shane, we have to do the man, the myth, the legend that is Jeffree Star. Now, doing a simple Google search, I found out that Jeffree's birthday is November 15th. Now, knowing that information, let's figure out what kind of Florida man Jeffree is. And Jeffree, your Florida man is... Florida man tells police bag of cocaine found in car must have blown in from the wind. A Florida man had an interesting explanation for a bag of cocaine found in his car during a traffic stop. According to an arrest affidavit, the man stated that the police or the wind must have placed it there. No, officer, that's not mine. The wind planted it. That is a new defense. I can just picture, no, officer, I didn't stab the man. The wind did it, I swear. And it made me watch. According to police, the Florida man was making furtive movements. Furtive? What does furtive mean? I want to say that means erratic, maybe? I don't know. I'll look it up after the video. As attempting to discard an item out of the passenger window. There was also an open can of Budweiser and a drug pipe found in the car. Fun. So he might have been on drugs and he might have been drunk. He was multitasking. Jeffree should understand that. He's a businesswoman. He's a businesswoman on the go. He's got to do 1,000,001 things. You know what I mean? He was taken to St. Lucie County Jail on a possession of drug paraphernalia charge. Is that all he was taken for? And again, it doesn't say if he got out or anything like that. It's just like he was taken there. We don't know what happened after that, but he gone. But anyway, Jeffree, yes, that is your Florida man. Live with the knowledge that that is deep down inside of you simply because of the day you were born. That was a short one. I still can't just fathom looking someone dead in the eye and be like, no, officer, that wasn't me. The wind must have put it there, I swear. Like, I could see the whole, like, oh, the police must have planted it there. But the fact that you truly try to say the wind. Is that an out for people that shoot people? Like, hey, I'm not the one that put the bullet there. The wind did that. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. It just...
completely elude me!
He had to be on something to think that that would be an excuse that he could get away with. But anyway, on to the next one. Now, of course, we can't really talk about cancellations without talking about the Paul brothers. First up, we have Jake Paul. And doing a simple Google search, I found out that Jake's birthday is January 17th. Now, knowing that, let's figure out what kind of Florida man Jake is. And Jake, your Florida man is Florida man chased down by horses while eluding arrest, deputies say. Were they police horses? Is that a thing? Is that a thing here? I mean, I know occasionally, like, in Central Park, you'd see a cop riding a horse or something like that, but is that an actual thing down here? After being approached by authorities on a roadway, a Florida man took off on foot and was chased down by horses before arrested, according to the Volusia County Sheriff's Office. It's always Volusia County. There's a few, like Brevard County, Volusia County, and like Orange County. Those are the main three that I'm always reading. Deputies said they were performing an active patrol in D-Land on Wednesday when they came across a white Chevrolet with a tag light out, running the license plate illegible. The patrol vehicle followed behind the suspect car. Not the suspect's car, just the suspect car. Okay. Driven by Redacted, with its sirens and lights activated, according to the reports. Redacted performed a U-turn in the roadway and accelerated the opposite direction of the deputies, the report said. Authorities lost sight of the vehicle and D-Land Police Department responded to the scene. So that is the fastest way to figure out that someone's doing something wrong? Like, honestly, if you're not doing something wrong, why are you going to do a U-turn and speed away from the cops? That just looks shady. I would play it so cool if something like that happened. I'm like, evening, officers! Just my voice cracking and everything. That won't give anything away. D-Land, the police officers found the suspect's vehicle before Redacted turned into a subdivision and shut off the car's lights, according to the report. The officers attempted to stop the vehicle several times in the subdivision to no avail, police said. So what I'm hearing is these cops were bad at their job. They could have called like a chopper or something to kind of keep an eye on him so like when he got out of the car they could still tail him. But what do I know? I'm just a guy still very confused by the fact that horses chased him down. When are we getting to the horses? Anyway, Air 1, the Volusia County Sheriff's Office helicopter. I called it. I called it. At least they had common sense in that. And a K-9 unit were called to the scene. Air 1 located the vehicle and notified deputies, authorities said. While the suspect's car fled, stop sticks, which are devices designed to deflate tires. Oh, so like those things that they like kind of throw out and it has like the spikes on them going across? That you see like Grand Theft Auto and stuff? Is that a stop stick? I don't play Grand Theft Auto. I'm a good boy. Were deployed and hit the vehicle. According to the report, an Air 1 pilot noticed Redacted run from the vehicle. Okay, so now he's on foot. During his pursuit away from authorities, the suspect ran through a horse field where he was subsequently chased down by 3 horses. Okay. After jumping the fence, Redacted was caught and taken into custody, as authorities said. Horses can be mean. My mother got bitten in the stomach by one. So yes, I can understand why he was running from the horses. Redacted, age 29, was arrested on charges of resisting without violence, 2 counts of fleeing and attempting to elude, driving while license suspended, and violating a probation on a prior charge of aggressive battery on law enforcement officers. So this man has fought the police before this, apparently. Good to know. Anyway, so they let him get away like 4 or 5 times, and what really did him in was fences, apparently, at the end of the day. Fences and 3 horses. But anyway, yes, Jake, that is your Florida man. Live with the knowledge that that is deep down inside of you simply because of the day you were born. I'm sorry. And last up for this video, we have Logan Paul. And doing a simple Google search, I found out that Logan's birthday is April 1st. April Fool's Day. That is an unfortunate birthday. But anyway, knowing that, let's figure out what kind of Florida man Logan is. And Logan, your Florida man is... Florida man mistakes corpse of 96-year-old self-unalive victim for April Fool's prank and hurls the woman's body into a dumpster. Okay. April Fool's Day pranks are often known to be macabre. Are they? When I think April Fool's Day, I think like toothpaste, Oreos, and like whoopee cushions under pillows and stuff like that. So, you know, little stupid things. I don't think macabre when I think of that. I think Halloween when I think macabre. But anyway, so when a Florida man spotted what appeared to be a mannequin made to look like a corpse outside his work Tuesday, he tossed it in with the trash without giving it a second thought. Okay, I can see from the distance seeing a body thinking it's April Fool's Day. It might be a mannequin or something, but you touched it and you still think it's a mannequin? So you throw it away. Does that make sense to you? Anyone? Anyone? It was not until police arrived hours later that 61-year-old redacted of St. Petersburg learned that the prop he had hurled into the dumpster was actually a deceased 96-year-old woman. Again, how? How? If I was the police, I'd find that real shady. You know what I mean? You had to touch her. And as somebody that worked around mannequins at a point, I can assure you, they don't feel like people. Even 90-something-year-old people, okay? Skin feel like skin. Period.
Period. Period.
The victim jumped to her death from the 16th floor of Peterborough Apartments senior housing complex where she lived, landing on the pavement outside. They added the exact address, and of course, like usual, I am not going to put that out there, but Jesus. I don't know, but this story also doesn't really sound legit to me. Like, something sounds off about it, if you know what I mean. That is where Redacted, who was manning the front desk in the apartment building, came upon the body when he went out for a smoke at 4:30 a.m. Okay, again, he went out for a smoke at 4:30 a.m. I can understand that. I can understand it's dark outside. You're not gonna see that it's an actual body. Might be a mannequin. Okay. But at the same time, if you think it's a prank, you should probably get rid of it immediately, because you're working in an elderly person home. You know, their mortality is already kind of on their mind if they're living there, if that makes any sense to you. Why would you think, oh yeah, someone put a fake corpse here, let me just leave it there for all to see? You don't think that's gonna play with their minds? Again, this doesn't feel right. The shapeless form on the ground resembled a mannequin, and Redacted concluded that a reveler returning from a bar must have left it there as a ghoulish April Fool's joke. Again, if you think it's a joke, you should still probably try to get rid of it so the people that are dealing with their mortality don't see it when they wake up. I'm just saying. 2 hours later, another staffer at the housing complex raised concern about the human figure on the patio, but Redacted assured her that it was fake. You see what I'm saying? This doesn't sound right. When a delivery woman and her son came by later to drop off newspapers, Redacted asked the boy to help him dispose of the dummy with a knot of gray hair on its head. No! This feels wrong! Redacted later recalled that the figure was very light as he and the boy tossed it in the garbage bin. The clerk did notice that there was some blood on the ground, but he dismissed it as fake gore. Again, I'm gonna keep saying it. This doesn't feel right. This sounds shady as all hell, but hey, that's just my mind. At around 8:30 a.m., so about 4 hours after he first discovered the body, a maintenance worker opened the dumpster to discover the body of a 96-year-old woman who had committed unaliving of herself overnight. The news left Mr. Redacted stunned and unable to sleep. He insisted that the victim's face looked rubbery, just like a Halloween mask. Hear me out, right? Hear me out. You work at the front desk. You've probably met many of the people that live there already, so that's strike one for you. Strike two for you is the fact that you literally touched the body and threw it away. And still like, it's definitely a mannequin. Strike three for you is the fact that the maintenance man opened up the dumpster and was like, that's a body. I could see if other people were like, yeah, this is definitely a mannequin or something like that, but the fact that the maintenance man was instantly like, body. No. If I thought for one instant it was a real person, I would have called the police, my manager, everyone I could think of, Redacted stated. Bull. I'm calling bull. This feels wrong. This feels very wrong. I don't mean to like accuse somebody, but you saw it, you left it there. Someone asked about like, hey, should we be concerned about that? And you said it's definitely fake. You touched it and threw it away, still thinking it's fake. And you work at the front desk, so again, you should know most of the people that live there, shouldn't you? But I digress. The man is not expected to face any charges. Really? But he was fired in the aftermath of the incident after 9 years on the job. I don't care how long he was there. That feels red flaggy to me, so I would have fired him too, honestly. The self-unaliving victim was reportedly a native of England who came to the US after World War II. Her neighbors described the 96-year-old as a bright and well-read with the mental acuity of a person half her age. So, would you say you wouldn't think she would commit unaliving of herself? Would you say that? Anyway, an investigation has revealed that the elderly resident was suffering from depression. Oh, okay. She left a unaliving herself note before plummeting to her death from the 16th floor balcony. A note could be faked. I'm not trying to accuse anybody, but it's real shady. According to detectives, Redacted may have mistaken the victim's face for a mask because it had been distorted by rigor mortis by the time he found her. How long was the body out there? If he went out there and he's kind of like right there, wouldn't he have heard someone screaming or something as they fell? And if it was there that long that rigor mortis had already set in by the time he saw her, wouldn't he have had to pass her to get to work? Again, no disrespect to this man, I don't know this man, but something just feels really off about the story, honestly. It's very off-putting and it feels like they didn't investigate enough. There's a lot of red flags there that I probably would have looked into, but that's just me. But yeah, Logan, that is your Florida man. Live with the knowledge that that is deep down inside of you simply because of the day you were born. I am sorry. I am now somber. That last one really was like, what the actual hell? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I enjoyed making it until that last one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and bing bong the ding dong down below to be alerted when I make a new video. And until next time, maybe go check out some of my other stuff. I have a lot more lighthearted stuff. I have some story times, some fever dreams where I look back at some old cartoons and shows. I have more Florida men, and majority of them aren't that dark, I promise. And I do some random stuff sometimes. But until next time, bye! Yeah, no, that last story really, like, did a number to me. Huh.